ये कैसी कयामत टूट पड़ी मौला जी, इस्लाम पे है मुश्किल की घड़ी मौला जी, है जुल्म की धूप कड़ी मौला जी, इमदाद को आओ मौला अली 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 अली।
जी नाज़रीन, ब्रेक पर जाने से पहले हमारी क़िबला के साथ गुफ्तगू का सिलसिला जारी व सारी था, उसको मज़ीद आगे बढ़ाएंगे और इस वक्त हम गुफ्तगू करेंगे आज के दिन के जो हालात रहे, जो कि तारीख़ी पस मंज़र है, उसकी जो तारीख़ है आज के दिन, क्योंकि 20 रमज़ान का जो पूरा दिन था उसमें तारीख़ लिखती है कि मौला अमीर मोमिनीन अलैहिस्सलाम के जानिसार असहाब का सिलसिला ताता बंदा अमीर मोमिनीन के घर पर एक के बाद एक रफ़ीक आता था और मौला से मुलाकात करके विदा होता था। कि मौला अमीर मोमिनीन अलैहिस्सलाम साफ साफ इरशाद फरमा रहे थे कि अब हमारी मुलाकात रोज़े महशर, तुम मेरी आवाज़ को रोज़े महशर ही सुन सकोगे, मुझे रोज़े महशर ही देख सकोगे। तो किस कदर सख्त था कि आज हम 1400 साल के बाद बैठ के भी उसकी तासीर को महसूस कर सकते हैं कि एक किस कदर मुश्किल होता है कि एक इंसान का अपने आका मौला के साथ, एक आशिक का अपने मौला के साथ, एक मुक्तदी का अपने मुक्तदा के साथ से जुदा होना किस कदर मुश्किल अमर होता है, किस तरह से ये तमाम चीज़ें अंजाम पाएँ। हम चलेंगे क़िबला की तरफ और जो अहल खाना को, जो अहल हरम को मौला ने वसीयतें फरमाई, खुसूसियत के साथ इमाम हसन अलैहिस्सलाम को और मौला अब्बास अलैहिस्सलाम का हाथ इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम के हाथ में दिया, वो तमाम चीज़ें जो है वो एक के बाद एक अंजाम पाई। मैं चाहूँगा कि उनको हमारे नौजवानों के लिए पेश फरमाइए।
In the house of Ali ibn Abi Talib, there was an atmosphere that no one could explain. Imam Ali alayhi salam, Rabab, Kulthum, Zainab,
Salamullah
alayhi, Hazrat Abbas, Imam Hussain alayhi salam, Imam Hassan alayhi salam, everyone was there. They saw their father covered in blood. They saw their father not as he used to be. They knew that Imam alayhi salam, they knew their father would leave this world very soon. Because that sword that the Mal'oon Ibn Muljam struck Imam Ali alayhi salam with was full of poison. The poison that was buried within the sword, that was not for normal people, that was for to kill animals. This poison that was used was very strong. And
somebody told me the poison comes from the Sham, especially Ukma, we sent it.
Yes,
poison, yeah?
That's why it was strong. They wanted to get Imam Ali alayhi salam out of their life. That was their motto, that was their goal. Now, whoever did things for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever did everything for the way of Allah, the enemies wanted to get rid of them. So these were the enemies that sent the poison. Ibn Muljam, to note here, Ibn Muljam was one of the companions of Ali ibn Abi Talib. That's one to note. Ibn Muljam before was one of the companions, and Imam Ali alayhi salam at that time told his companion Ibn Muljam that you will be the one that will kill me one day. And Ibn Muljam said, why me? How will I can't even think about this. But that time came when Ibn Muljam struck that sword. So we were talking about the atmosphere within the house, and Imam Ali alayhi salam said to Imam Hassan alayhi salam, he gave his wasiyah, he gave his will. First thing that the Imam said to Imam Hassan alayhi salam was that he gave his successorship to Imam Hassan alayhi salam, and he said, first thing he said that fear Allah. The first thing that you do, fear Allah. When you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you do everything according to the boundaries. Now, Imam Ali alayhi salam said fear Allah. Why? It was not to teach Imam Hassan alayhi salam, because Imam Hassan alayhi salam knew that he was God-fearing. Imam Ali alayhi salam knew that Imam Hassan also was God-fearing. Everyone knew because he was the part of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. So he wanted to teach us the ummah, the community, people who came 1400 years now. We have to know that to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not only and only something that we say. Imam Ali alayhi salam taught us that. So Imam taught or gave this wasiyah to Imam Hassan alayhi salam, saying that the first thing that you do is fear Allah. The second thing that you do is that do not run towards the pleasures of this life. Is dunya ke piche piche mat dode. So you do not run towards this dunya, even if the dunya is towards you. Agarche wo dunya aapke piche dode. Do not run towards this dunya, even if the dunya is running towards you. Why? Because this dunya is materialistic. This dunya is not for living. This dunya is only for trials. This is only for examination. You are examined in this life. You are tested in this life. You are tried in this life. Whatever you do in this life is harvested for the next life. So why did Imam Ali alayhi salam say that do not run towards the dunya, do not run towards this materialistic life? And even if the dunya runs towards you, because this dunya is fake, this dunya will end one day. So whatever you have in this life, do according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. The third thing that Imam Ali alayhi salam said to Imam Hassan alayhi salam is that whatever you do in life, tell the truth. जो कुछ आप करेंगे इस दुनिया में, जो कुछ कहेंगे, आप सच बोलें इस दुनिया में. One of the key points of this will is that Imam alayhi salam says that tell the truth and act. Whatever you do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you. जब आप सच बोलेंगे, खुदा automatically आपको सवाब देगा. So whatever you do in this life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you that reward. Because why? Because you have given the truth. Because why? Because you have told the truth. Because why is ultimately because you obeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command. So this is one of the key important ones. The next point of the will was be an enemy to the oppressors.
Very important.
Very important. Be an enemy to the oppressors and be the helper of the righteous, the guided ones. So in this life and era, in this time and era, we see that there are people who have been oppressed in this life. We have to be the ones to stand up for oppression. So we have to be the enemies of those who are oppressing. When we see the time of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when we see the time of Ali ibn Abi Talib, there were enemies of Ali ibn Abi Talib, there were enemies of the Holy Prophet. There was enemies of Imam Hassan alayhi salam, there was enemies of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. If there were no enemies of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, there would be no Karbala.
Exactly.
So that means that there was the enemies of Imam Hussain alayhi salam also. Imam Hussain alayhi salam stood for his rights, stood for Islam, stood for oppression. In the same way, in this time and era, Imam Khomeini rahmatullah alayhi has also ordered. He didn't say that it is wajib upon you. No, he said that it would be good, it would be better for you to stand in Al-Quds, which is the oppression that is happening in Al-Quds, in Palestine, to stand for the people of Palestine and to stand against this tyranny that's going on around the world. So when we stand as whole, when we stand in unity,
exactly, that's
when the enemies see that we are more. We are as a whole and we are strong. So the standing against oppression is something that Imam Ali alayhi salam has told us and has taught. The next key important point that Imam Ali alayhi salam gave to Imam Hassan alayhi salam for us is that have good relationships with one another. Do goodness with one another. Do not teach one another sin and aggression. Now we have verses from the Holy Quran stating this very, very good point that Imam Ali alayhi salam has mentioned. If we study this wasiyat nama, if we study this will, in depth. We understand very, very profound knowledge within this, and an ultimate commandment for our life. So if we follow these things within our life, we are successful.
Yeah.
Why? Because the best of the people have taught us this. The Aimma alayhi salam, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us this. The Imams have taught us this. So when we see that the Imams who are the best of the creation, who have no fault, who do not forget anything, who do not say anything anything against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Holy Prophet, what? He did not speak from his tongue. وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. Yes? So whatever the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it was because it was the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the same way, when the Imam alayhi salam says something, it means that the Holy Prophet is saying something. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders us to fear Him, when He orders us to act accordingly to His will and His needs, because we are in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is not in need of our worship.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. So we have to prove ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are your worthy servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Imam alayhi salam says, Ana abdun min abidi Muhammad. Yeah, I am the ghulam of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in accordance to our life, we need to understand, especially in this holy month of Ramadan, we have to understand that when we have been given this chance to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with this utmost respect, we should give our 100% in this life. When we see the house of Imam Ali alayhi salam, we see that everyone, it comes to a time when everyone is crying. Hazrat Kulthum is crying, Hazrat Rubab is crying, Hazrat Zainab is crying, Imam Hassan alayhi salam is crying, and Imam says to Kulthum, why are you crying? Save your tears. And Imam Hassan alayhi salam is there. Imam Hassan alayhi salam is crying, and Imam is saying, why are you crying? Save your tears. Zainab is crying, Salamullah alayha. Imam is saying, save your tears, for you have to keep your tears when Imam Hussein alayhi salam is brutally killed on the plains of Karbala. And we see that when Imam Hussein alayhi salam is lying there in his qatligah, we see that Hazrat Zainab Salamullah alayha is on Tal Zainabiyya, as we call it today, watching, coming back, going towards Imam, but she can't go because there are enemies around, and the enemies come and they burn the tents of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Why? Because of what? Because of hatred. Because the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam spread the word of Islam.
Exactly.
We do not see that Karbala is a victory for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Karbala is something that we have taken upon our lives. So we see that everything that we do in life, we have to do it according to the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Especially when we look at the life of Imam Ali alayhi salam, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, Salamullah.
जज़ाकल्लाह। बहुत शुक्रगुज़ार हैं, बहुत मशकूर हैं, बहुत ममनून हैं कि आपने इस मौजू के तहत और इससे जुड़े हुए तमाम मौज़ूआत के ऊपर, मौला अमीर मोमिनीन अलैहिस्सलाम की ज़िंदगानी के ऊपर, उनकी तक़वा और परहेज़गारी के ऊपर, उनकी यतीमों के साथ सलूक के ऊपर, उनकी तमाम जो और इस्लाम के लिए इस कदर क़ुरबानियाँ हैं और सियासी लिहाज से जो उनके साथ बर्ताव रखा गया, उसके ऊपर गुफ्तगू की। बहुत शुक्रगुज़ार हैं, मशकूर हैं, ममनून। एक मरतबा फिर और नाज़रीन को ये बताते चलें कि हमारा सुबह हिदायत का सिलसिला 10 बजे हमारा प्रोग्राम शुरू हो जाएगा और कल शहादत का स्पेशल प्रोग्राम हम करेंगे मिर्ज़ा ज़हीम नचवी साहब के साथ, और उसके बाद फिर आपकी खिदमत में इंशाअल्लाह ज़िंदगी रही तो इफ्तार विद हिदायत के साथ दोबारा आपके साथ हाजिर होंगे और गुफ्तगू करेंगे मौला अमीर मोमिनीन अलैहिस्सलाम की ज़ात गिरामी के मुतालिक। फ़िलहाल हमारे पास दामन वक्त में इस वक्त गुंजाइश नहीं, इजाज़त चाहते हैं। इंशाअल्लाह कल मुलाकात होगी। अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू।